We are in a absolutely incredible frequency to be able to create things that it's almost like you need like universe and God to be able to bring into fruition. Not things that you can think about that you're like, oh, I know I can do this. That's not creation. That's not imagination. I'm telling you, like, what are these big things that are coming through onto your heart where you're like, I used to have this desire, and then maybe I kind of pushed it away and decided that maybe at that time I wasn't yet a match or I wasn't yet ready to bring that in, right? Been there, done that. Or maybe for you, it's this version of you that is this like leaned back. It's time for me to allow myself to actually have what I want. The energy right now is ripe for creation. So we have a energetic line that goes down the middle, and this is the present moment, which means when we can sit in exactly where we're at right now and allow ourselves to have the very things that we want as if it is already done. This is the present moment, okay? This is the past, this is the future. So what I'm finding this week working with clients is that we've got a lot of focus in the past of dragging past energy into the present moment, which means who the person was yesterday, they're taking that belief system, plucking it and putting it into today, and then wondering why is the conflict still there? And the conflict is still there because of your way of creating is actually inaccurate. When we take this old version of them and we keep it in the past, and in this moment we decide, this is how I want this connection to be. This is how I desire to feel in this connecting with this human, having this experience without, regardless of who they used to be or how they used to show up or what happened or what fights you had or what conflicts or who they were yesterday, you can create a really exceptional experience. And so this is my definition of extraordinary, being able to be, have, and do whatever it is that you desire. We have to delete the past. It's like taking an old painting, putting it in front of you, and then trying to repaint the entire picture to make it the way you want to. Why don't we just toss the picture and get a blank canvas? Creation is so easy when we use present moment, real time energy that is brand new, that is crisp, that is clean, that is white. Okay. Prepped canvas, we have every single color of paint available, every single kind of paintbrush you can imagine. Now you've got this blank canvas in front of you. What do you want to create? What do you want? What does this get to look like for you? So in our energy system, we have our sacral chakra, which is our second to the lowest energy center. And this is where creation is formed, which means that if it is clogged, if it is closed, if it is out of balance, it's going to be really, really hard to create. So if you center your attention for a second on your sacral, right, which is like womb area for women, same with men, that area in the bottom, right below your belly. And I want you to see the color orange, and I want you to see it expanding where it gets bigger. It's almost like this bowl, right, that comes out all the way around. And in that, when we allow this energy center and we set the intention for it to get bigger, we are allowed to dream bigger, to hold more, to allow more creation. And then we run the energy up, ensuring that it's clear. Throat chakra is where manifestation comes out. When we are not speaking our truth, when we are holding back from who we are, when we're lacking authenticity, this gets clogged. So the real version of you is the happy version of you, the joyful version of you, the abundant version of you, the peaceful version of you, the safe feeling internally version of you, where you're really just like being in your best energy. That is really authentic, okay? The facade is the version of you that you think you need to show the world, and that version of showing the world is for you to get love and acceptance. That is not going to put you in a energy of creation. So in this frequency and in this clearing, you get to decide if I wanted something and I did not know how it was done, what would I do? And so then we have this other misalignment, which is like, well, now I'm being in the energy in the present moment. I painted my picture of what I want as it's done. And then you start to look for evidence. You start to look in the future of like, oh, is this happening? Or this happens, maybe I can't have what I want, instead of just holding and leaning back. And so what I do is, if you're sitting straight up, you just push your chest a little further back. This is the whatever frequency of receiving, allowing. And as you lean back into this, what you're going to notice is that you decide with conviction what you want, and then you allow things to come to you, opportunities, people, etc. And now you're in the energy of responding. You get to say, yes, I want this, or no, I don't. And if you create something and you decide you don't want it, it doesn't matter. You just reject it and create something new. It's almost like the moldable clay. You can mold it. Now you made a giraffe, you mold it. Now you made an elephant, right? You can ball it up again and start all over, or you can keep what you made. We are in a world where everything is energy, right? Going into quantum physics, everything is energetic. And so if we can focus on how we move the energy by being in the body, deciding what we want with conviction. These are just little micro shifts. So you're already doing this, but like, I want you to know how to do it well. When we are lacking patience, it means that we are under the belief system that it's not going to happen, or not going to happen yet, or it's in the future. And anything that we believe that's in the future stays in the future. So I have a desired home that I am calling in, that I have decided with conviction that this is my home. I have decided my lease is up in September. I want to move in October, which is a future date. If I were to hold this as reality for the future, it's going to stay in the future, even though I've chosen the date. Instead, every single day I'm in the energy as if it's already my home. And I was out on the balcony here in the condo, and I kind of had this thought of like, what if I keep this and I have that? What if I have both? I have this beautiful house and this beautiful community, and I have this condo in the city. That sounds really fun to me, to be able to have both, to go back and forth, to be able to have both experiences, because I like both communities. Here, you can walk to the grocery store. You can walk and get your nails done. There's a plethora of 5-star restaurants, within blocks of me. And the energy here, I'm overlooking the lake, is just phenomenal. This house is also overlooking a lake, surprise. But so this house isn't for sale. I know what house I want. I know exactly where I want it, and it isn't for sale. Does that mean that I can't have it? Does that mean that I'm going to tell stories or look for evidence that it isn't true? No, I'm not looking for any evidence. I'm holding it as if it's done. And I'm trusting by leaning back and responding to, maybe it's an intuitive nudge. Maybe it's an inspired action. Maybe it's an idea that comes through. Maybe it's a dream that I have in the middle of the night. Maybe it's something that somebody says outside of me that says, this is what you need to know. This is where you're headed. This is where you're going. This is what's next. It will never, never make logical sense. So if you have I have a client, right, that talks about, I feel like I need to either work for it or wait for it. This is what came up today. And so we've got these old belief systems that are playing behind us in the realm of creation. And it's like, well, do you want that experience? Or is that an experience of the past that you already had? Are we here on planet Earth to repeat experiences over and over again? Or are we on planet Earth to create something absolutely and phenomenally brand new? I think the latter, something brand new. So what are you going to create? And can you take that creation? Can you bring it into this moment right here and allow yourself to have what you want? There's no such thing as big or small. It's all just equal energy. $1 is no different than $1 million. You can have it all. But my question for you is why? So one of the things I was working on is the revenue that comes through the business and the number that I desire to achieve. And my desire is imagining, and so for me, financially, I'm great, right? I don't necessarily need more for my lifestyle or, obviously this house, but outside of that, I'm pretty in flow with the kids. I have, a good amount of overflow. So this extra that's coming in is like, what if I retire my dad? What if I pay off my mom's house? What if I buy my brother the land that he wants? What if I take care of my family? What if? I use these resources that are coming in to buy other businesses, to invest in other people, to be a private investor or a silent investor in a business, or I loan people money, right? Like angel investing. There's so many options out there to be able to help people and make a big impact and find things that you really love. And I just am envisioning this version of my family that is really stress-free when it comes to money. I mean, let's be real. Now they're going to have to deal with all the other stuff that comes once our finances, we can lean back and we can feel really safe with money. Well, then, other things arise like childhood wounds and different things that need to be worked through that we don't have time for when we're running through life with the hustle and bustle. So my question for you today is this. It's really simple. Is that if you were to decide today that you wanted an extraordinary life, like insanely extraordinary, what does that look like for you? Who do you need to be to create an extraordinary life? And then what is it that looks like? What is extraordinary to you? And then the third is, if you are doubting or questioning your worthiness on what you can have, worthiness is an illusion. Because the version of you that you when you were 6 months old was super worthy. And now, wherever you're at in life, you have created, you have grown, you have done all of these amazing things. You are more worthy. Your worthiness went up significantly from when you were 6 months old. When you were 6 months old, you were pure, perfect, amazing. There is no difference, okay? So delete that belief system. Deal? All right. You desire support. You want to jump in and work with me, and you want me to maneuver your energy and help you with your upgrades and your intuitive sense, that connection with yourself to be able to create better, quicker. You can go to BeccaGrabinski.com. You can grab a single session, or you can grab my new training, which is Next Level Living. Have an amazing day.